Yo, welcome to another reading. I just done a killer reading on Patreon. I didn't even say it during the reading. I didn't want to jinx it, but I think it was, one of my best readings. It was actually to do on failure. And, just the connection level was different league. It's not just a shameless promo while I'm saying that. It's because I just literally wanted to share it with you. It was an incredible reading, and it's put me in a good mood to set up this love reading, because I don't know, channeling it's a beautiful art or a beautiful skill, and I find that when you got that flow going, you may as well run with it. So thank you for the Patreon supporters who are over there. And thank you for, you know, connecting with me. I'm probably talking to my future patrons, by the way. Thank you for sharing your energy with me, because that was a beautiful reading. So as always, pole number ones, pole number twos, pole number threes, just a general love update. This is for singles, this is for people in a relationship, and it's for people who are dating too. No specifics in terms of who this love reading is for. So yeah, starting off with pole number ones. Okay, pole ones, love reading. It's very slow, isn't it? Like laser focused. I'm gonna do an ear here. Give it a little flat top, because I messed up head, the head shape a bit. Now, obviously, part number ones, this is not to be taken literally. If you appreciate the amount of ink that I just used in order to colour this in, donate to the page, buy us a coffee, buy us some new pens. Actually, I'm gonna bring this down a little bit. If you appreciate the amount of ink I just murdered in order to colour this guy's hair in. Link in the bio. I'm gonna leave the feminine's hair white because I drew it perfectly. It's quite funny actually. I don't know why I'm finding that funny. It's like a counselling session. Dr. Z. Therapy session 101. Might be interracial because this reminded me of a black guy and a white girl. So it might not literally be that, but just interracial might be the case. Or at least maybe the masculine energy is something a little bit more, quote unquote exotic in terms of appearance or something. But they seem pretty chilled, to be honest. I feel like the love update is maybe just like a little bit bored. I'm getting a little bit of a 9-to-5er energy, you know. It's like it's the couple. It's a safe couple. It's safe, but maybe you're low key like both bored. But it feels to me like the masculine energy is more like in that energy of, well, this is just life. This is just how life is. I feel like maybe the feminine is maybe a bit more open to like change things up. So if this was a therapy session, I feel like the feminine energy here, for whatever reason, she might be a bit more of the risk taker. I would say like a word of warning for feminines who are listening to this. Something that I've noticed kind of trending more is a lot of feminines. Oh damn, we got a hawk that just flew over. Beautiful hawk. Damn, that was beautiful. So we've got the wisdom coming through. The ancestors are with me, I'm telling you. And you don't even get that type of bird where I am at. I'm not going to say where I'm at, but you don't even get that type of bird around here. That's definitely the ancestors. Feminines, pay attention to the fact in this day of social media, there's a lot of kind of comparison stuff going on. And I might have said it in one of my older videos, but like, I think one of the biggest things that I've seen, like dating around in the current lifestyle that I live, is that women nowadays, they want all the pros of how I live, but none of the negatives. So they love the way that a man can travel around to different countries, but then they want all of your time. They love that you're making money, but they don't like the way that it gives you this incredible confidence to have that attitude of kind of take it or leave it. Um, they love that you look after yourself, but then they don't actually want the pressure of other women finding you attractive because you look attractive. Do you understand? It's like, now I know that some of you are going to be rubbed the wrong way from those comments, but I'm just saying, don't fall into that trap, because it's one thing that you see on social media and it's a different thing living in it. And like another real raw example of that as well is that, like, they like a man who takes risk. Sometimes you fucking fall on your ass. I definitely do. You know, like, sometimes you fuck up. Sometimes that deal don't come through. You know what I'm saying? And a woman who's just uh, wanted something for the desire of what they've seen on an Instagram post or what their friends have, they're sometimes not equipped for that failure. You know, they start acting in ways like the whole house is burning down. And Zed be like, you know, it's safe. Just left the hob on, so just burnt the pan, not the whole house. The pan just needs me to use the metal foil scrubber instead of the soft spongy one. You know what I'm saying? But again, like, if you're not used to that life, it's like, you know, the spilling of the red wine on the carpet is Armageddon. It's like World War Ten. We're probably at about World War Nine by the time this video comes out. But yeah, that's just a word of warning for my feminines out there. But I'm not saying that at all don't go for these high goals. You know, if I'm therapist said here, I'm not saying kill your dreams. When your intuition and your gut and your heart is saying, I just want to push for more. And my guy kind of seems a bit comfy in what he's doing. I think one of the things that you might be surprised about is that I think the masculine energy here, he's not I think he kind of wants more for himself too. So it's not necessarily the energy of, you know, leave this guy's, he's just what's that, Joe Schmo. I think maybe deep down inside he's striving for more too. He may just need that encouragement, self-belief. And again, I think, so if I was talking to the masculine energy here, I'm going to speak directly to you. Sometimes in life you just need to pivot a little bit, you know? Just need to pivot. Like, maybe I'm expressing a bit too much here, but you might be aware of the kind of the whole tiny home movement and stuff. I had a little play in that area, and one of the coolest things happened is that I designed this small pod, and the clientele was the pivot. So usually when you're designing these tiny homes, it's almost become a little bit of a, I don't know, bohemian. What I'm trying to say here is it kind of started off with this thing of being cheap, a cheaper way to live. And it kind of almost turned into this kind of lifestyle for middle class, sometimes even wealthier than that type people, because the prices just went up and, it just became this thing that wasn't even that affordable anymore. Anyways, when I designed this pod, I originally designed it kind of for the rebels. So I remember when I first started my business and I just wasn't getting support in the areas that I needed that support. And I was thinking this kind of pod would have been awesome for me just to cook. And by cook I mean work. Like when you're in that masculine raw energy, it really confuses women because they'll look around you and you're in the raw masculine energy, like in terms of fire, at least, in terms of elemental fire. You know when you're in it because you don't give a fuck about your surroundings. You're not there to impress no one. It's not about the fancy car. It's not about the fancy apartment. It's about doing the thing. And when I was in that specifically, this little pod that I designed would have been the perfect thing for it because it was cheap. It was a way to be almost hidden in the city. And it did that exactly. It was a small space to sleep and to cook and to shit, etc., etc. Now the pivot is when I started to put this out, I realized that there was a market not just only for the young people who were in that energy, who were ready to cook, but it was also an amazing opportunity for homeless people and people who needed kind of emergency housing. So I'd already created this product, if you like, and it actually grew and became something. Now, don't get me wrong, I was always had a humanitarian spirit. So if you notice what I said there, I said I made it cheap. I designed it to be cheap and built cheap, and cheap it was. So I always had generosity in the sense that there's no point making this fancy pod that only rich people can afford to shove in their back garden or whatever. This was actually for people who had a limited fund and could actually use this thing. But I didn't realize at that time that it was actually a very good solution for people who were homeless, where the council could get involved. So I made a pivot there. And what essentially happened is that the councils in the UK became quite interested in what I was doing. And in doing so, I was able to essentially have a product and develop a product now, which has the potential to help homelessness. And my gosh, if that ain't a win, then I don't know what a win is. Do you know what I mean? That's a win right there. So for the masculines listening, sometimes it's that pivot. Sometimes it's just like there's that saying of build the thing and the people will come or something like that. For the masculines, you might just need to build this thing, and sometimes you end up having something which you didn't even expect. And it's the same for this channel, like I've said it before in one of my other videos, is that I wasn't really looking at the algorithms of this channel for a long time. And I remember when I actually looked and I saw that my audience was 50-50, I just couldn't believe it because I was still in the mindset that dudes weren't really watching things like this. Now, I know certain friends who definitely would love the shit out of what I'm doing here. But like as a general, like global audience, I thought that men were still way, 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 way behind on this. So when I saw it 50-50 and when I realized that actually men were actually resonating with these messages, I was like, damn, so that was like another shock. That's another example for you, pole number ones, that I put this out, and I honestly did think, I'm not going to lie to you, I thought the market is probably going to be more women here. But look, dummy I am. But the good thing is I listened to my intuition, and the intuition wasn't, this is going to be for women. The intuition was, put this out, Zed. You know, put it out. Put this type of content out. Show this side of yourself. And lo and behold, the audience did come. So, yeah, pile number ones, this is turned into a long ass reading, so I'm going to leave it here. The masculines, like I said, you might just need to build that thing and watch your audience come. You might be shocked as well of what type of audience actually come once you build that thing. And the feminine energy, I'd probably say, it might be, you might want to support. Be more supportive. Don't pay attention to the smoke and mirrors. There's many people out here showcasing. You already know. There's many people showcasing a certain lifestyle, and they dead inside. They soulless. So just stay in your lane in the relationship. Not stay in your lane in a mean way, but I would say this: focus on the people who truly love you. And knowing the people who truly love you is a challenge in itself. Pay attention to the people who truly love you. And finding the people who truly love you is like a lifelong lesson in itself. Once you answer that question every time you wake up, then possibly even think about what other people's lives are like on social media. Spitting all over this place, sorry. Part number ones, if you like the reading, please do remember to like, comment and subscribe. Check out the If You Pause website, ifyoupause.com. Support us on Patreon. I'll see you in the next one. Part number twos. God damn, confirmation there. Someone losing their shit. These are really funny readings for me, y'all. This is like the therapy sessions. These are hilarious. God is fucking with me. Alright. Dr. Love Therapist said. I think this is to a couple. Don't pay attention to necessarily gender. Do pay attention to gender, because this is definitely a female. This is definitely a male. But what I mean by that is, if your gender, like if you've got sensitivities to that and stuff, just don't listen to that. Don't pay attention to that. Just listen to the wording, masculine and feminine energy. I'm not trying to hurt anyone's feelings out here. I promise you, always out of love. Another thing that I just wanted to add is don't pay attention to the race here, because this is definitely like a white couple. I think this is just representing like you have both the same ethnicity, possibly. So, doctor therapy sessions, Ed. Um, you've come into the room, the weighing room. How can I help you today? Part number two. Look at the feminine with her glasses on and stuff. The dude reminds me a little bit of Elon Musk. Maybe a tech guy. Is the masculine here tech? You're into tech? I think you are. I think you might both be into tech. Both in the tech industry. Well, like the feminine reminds me a little bit of a HR person, or if not HR, like possibly a secretary or in administration, possibly marketing. I don't know. I feel like this is kind of the couple is kind of nice. They're kind of working things out. I feel like though the problem here, if I'm honest, is there's a lack of love. I feel like these two people are maybe too career minded. There's a lack of love. But it's weird though, because I can imagine these two kissing. Okay, look, I've got the word. I've got the word for y'all. You might relate to this part twos. So this reading, you might want to bring your partners along. Can all laugh together. Um, you need to embrace the Scorpio energy. So this couple, don't get me wrong, this is not like a car crash of a relationship. This seems like you guys are pretty solid. You're pretty good. But like, I think you would have to agree with me if I said to y'all, like, you could love each other deeper though. There's something where this relationship feels like you get away with doing, the little cutesy thing. Okay, we've got a dinner date scheduled for once a month or every other week or whatever you have. Like you're ticking a lot of the boxes, and the car has got petrol in the tank, so you're good. But you know that you're missing the depth, you know? I'll be honest with you as well, like maybe this isn't for both of you to watch, but I feel like maybe that depth wasn't there. So what I'm not saying here, and I don't want to offend anyone listening, what I'm not saying here is you met each other and there was this deep love at first sight, and now you just got into this routine type relationship. Do you understand? And now that depth that you looked into each other's eyes, that's not really there like it used to be anymore. This is not that, part number twos. This is actually from the start, that depth wasn't really there, but there was a compatibility there. It's like, okay, he makes good money, I make good money. He's not annoying, I'm not annoying. We both like the same food. Cool. Bob's your uncle. And then you're in this relationship and everything's good. Obviously, you have your ups and downs like every relationship. But you've both come to a point, maybe it's the feminine who's maybe paying attention to this more, I'm not 100% sure. But there's something which makes you think, and I think this is maybe a good point, is that we don't have that deep love. And it's not to say you can't have that deep love and this isn't the one. It's that you haven't even explored it yet. For my poll number twos, I give you this challenge. You might actually want to talk on deeper subjects. So even if it is spirituality, if you do have the balls to watch one of these videos together, or if you have I shouldn't say balls, but have the courage to actually go, like, ask your dude, if you're the feminine watching this, ask your dude, what does your soul look like? And 9 times out of 10, he's probably going to look at you a bit weird. And it's probably because he doesn't know, and I don't know. I'm here on YouTube giving you YouTube readings on spirituality. I don't even know what my damn soul looks like. But the question in itself is deep. And if you're the masculine watching this, talking to your feminine, ask her the same thing. What does your soul look like? Try. And don't go off the subject. Ask, what does your soul look like if you had to explain it? And then if they can't do it, like, pause on it and sit on it. Why? Why can't you do that? Why haven't we explored that yet? And what you're going to find is those deep questions, they explore the deeper parts of us. Because let's say if someone was asking me, what does my soul look like now? If I had to really guess, it would be probably like rays of kind of white light, you know? I'm seeing silvers right now and a glow. And it goes way beyond my physical vessel. Like, even just saying that, so when you're talking to your partner, masculine or feminine, it doesn't matter, you might start seeing that in them. You know, the next time you kiss them, you might go, oh, damn, like, oh, that person's right. Like, you know, if they explained it as, you know, just a ball of orange or, you know, a disco ball, you might, you know, whatever cute thing it is, you might actually go, like, see them in that deeper way. And that's important in a relationship, because most people live on the shallow. Most people do live on, let's drive to work, let's get the train to work, let's clock in, let's clock out, let's cook the same thing every day, you know, let's kiss each other goodbye, let's kiss each other in the morning. You know, it's just robotic. And again, I'm not hating on this, because when I look at my life and the freedom that I have, at least, it's just taken so much damn sacrifice to even get to this point, that it's like, damn, maybe that life's funner. Because a lot of the time it's felt like eating glass. So, yeah, the glory is good of having your own freedom and your own business and stuff. The peak of the mountain is great, but like the climb, you know, even when people say it's about the climb, enjoy the climb, it's like, it's hard when your feet are bleeding and you know your kneecaps have split or your shins have split and you cut your damn arm when you was trying to get up that peak and you're dehydrated. Got the Buddhist monks telling you it's the journey, not the destination. Some fucking dude's trying to steal your last sandwich. Some wild coyotes smiling at you as you're getting tireder and tireder. One of your straps on your bag is bust, so it's on one shoulder. So one of your shoulders is digging into your shoulder blade, and your shoulder, and your lips are dry, crackling and bleeding. You know what I'm saying? That is more realistic to me. What this journey's felt like sometimes. Amen. If you kind of agree with me, if you get what I'm saying. Part number 2 is, but look, generally, just to bring it back on topic and to summarize it, this is about the deeper love, and I feel like this couple has the potential to get that, but you have to explore, you have to shine the light in the right areas. Sometimes it's about talking about pains that you've gone through and how you've with the pain, you can talk about how you've overcome it too. Because the good thing about that, and again, it doesn't matter what gender you are, you know, we are different, but men and females, male and female, we experience different types of pain, you know, and they hurt us in different ways sometimes. But the important part is how you overcome it. And really, a man in their higher vibrational energy and a woman in her higher vibrational energy, when they hear their partner talking about a story of struggle and how they've overcome it, there's only one word that really should come to mind, and that's respect, swiftly followed by love for that person. So bear that in mind, pile number twos. Hope I added some value into your relationship. If I did, please do remember to like, comment, and subscribe. Check out the If You Pause website and my new Patreon. See you in the next reading. Alright, pile number threes. This guy might have like braids or something. Just braids or getting braids, the word braids or afro or plaits or something. So it's a little bit off. It's interesting how these readings are coming through today. It's not completely centered here. Yeah, I can't do much about that. Pile threes. But you know, it's funny. Actually, there's a little bit of a cheeky energy here. I feel like you two might have some, like, might be funny. You guys, like, don't take life too seriously. I know the faces don't actually express that, but I was definitely getting a little bit of a cheeky energy. Um, it's funny, I was getting that at the start, but there's something serious that's happened, which has made me straighten my face, you know, so I'd say generally this couple are very fun, very they joke with each other. I can imagine this couple like poking and punching and tickling each other, right? It's that kind of vibe. But as I got into the reading, I know I'm laughing now, but as I got into the reading, it was like I had to put my face straight, and like spirit was just giving me the energy of like, because I like spirit was just giving me like seriousness because I think something serious has happened, you know. So first of all, pile number threes, there's a little bit of a different vibe in general going on today. Welcome to the therapy session of Dr. Z. You two have just walked into the therapy room, and I'm about to give you some advice on your relationship. So this would be the masculine energy, this would be the feminine energy. We don't care about gender and stuff over here, but just say energy wise, masculine and feminine. We also don't care about race, height, weight, or anything like that. Who gives a fuck? I definitely don't. This is definitely to me though more like on a black couple. This guy seems black to me. She could be like Hispanic or maybe it could be black as well. But it kind of seems to me like a little bit of the energy of a like brown people. It doesn't matter if you're not that, but that was kind of the energy coming through. You might even relate to that in terms of a past life energy as well. So if you're here and you're like Chinese, you might feel like, like I do resonate with that African music or Hispanic music, for example. I feel like for some of you, you just heard like a ding moment. Like, damn, I really do like Hispanic music. Like for some of you, that was just a weird moment where like that's actually true. But yeah, don't take these readings too literally on how they look in terms of the illustrations, and that's ongoing. That's for everyone. Um, so yeah, let's go back to the point, right? So it's a little bit sad to be honest because, like I said, the energy was quite high vibrational here, but it seems to be like something's happened. I don't know what's happened. I'm not sure if someone's cheated here or if it's just more serious, like someone's passed away. But it's really irritating me in terms of the energy because, like I said, this is almost a couple that I want to chop it up with. I hate the idea of a double date or something like that, but if I was to double date, it would be with this couple. But it wouldn't be right now because, like I said, something's happened. So I guess pile number three is, especially if you're watching this with your partner, you'll be like, you're going to know exactly what this is. I'm just sitting on the energy. Sorry for the pause. Pile threes. I feel like the feminine is speaking to the masculine about something. It could be something as small as like going out and maybe the masculine has got too drunk and maybe embarrassed the feminine and she's having that talk with him. I hate it when you drink so much. Oh, it could be like, that's on the petty level. Like I said, I don't really want to go into the depths of someone passing because that is what it is. You've got every reason to feel the grief that you do. But I think for some of you, it's something a little bit more petty. The masculine could be talking to the feminine about, I don't like the way when you get too drunk and you be kind of flirting with every Dick, Tom and Harry. But the masculine here seems to have much more of a silent attitude here. Yeah, like the more that I'm sitting on this energy, the energy of this masculine can't seem to see a problem, and the feminine is trying to maybe express something. So for the masculines, you maybe need to listen up. Maybe for the feminines, though, it could go the other way. Just switch it if you need to. Because you've got some feminines out here, and I'm not trying to throw no shade on anyone, but you've got some feminines who can talk the hell out of a bad situation. They could be wrong, they could be like clearly in the wrong, but they've got every excuse for you under the sun for why they're not in the wrong. And if you don't put your foot down enough with some people, they're convinced themselves and you that they ain't done nothing wrong when they have. So maybe the masculine's listening, but he's not really listening. I'm getting that vibe. And it's not because he can't listen or he doesn't know how to listen, but it's like, I'm not falling for this. It's weird because this energy, I feel like it's switching between the two, you know? Like it could be the reverse. I'm struggling with that. So, look, enough about the actual situation. Let's try and attack or help out with the solving of this issue, because it doesn't matter what way round this is. It's definitely like, well, communication, as most problems are often resolved in that way. But I feel like possibly uh, like boundaries is coming through clearly here. I think both of you are going to come up with a some way of gauging something. You know, like I can remember in certain relationships that I've been in, um, I would say something along the lines of, do you know what else this could be? This has come through now because I was thinking about myself and spirit was kind of giving me that ding ding energy. Um, you know when your partner wants you to go visit a family member, like they want you to go to a family event, and they're very close with their family and stuff, and they like to see their family a lot. You know, like one helpful thing to just have as a boundary in a relationship sometimes is, if someone is like that genuinely, what you should not what you should do, but what I advise people to do is never hold someone back from seeing their family. Just make it clear that, you know what, once every 2 months or once every month, if you're close, very like close in terms of location to your family, is my max. Once a month, or whatever your boundary might be. It might be once a week, it might be once every 3 months or 2 months, it may be once a year. But what I found is the sweet spot is when you explain to your partner, and again, it doesn't matter if you're the feminine or the masculine, um, asserting this energy, is I never want to stop you from seeing your family. So if you like seeing your mum like every other day, you go ahead and see your mum every day, every other day, or every day. But me personally, um, like my energy, I need to use that for certain things that I like doing. And if you've got a partner who's not on the same page with you on that, that's a very fair boundary to make with someone. You need to keep it moving. Like, I don't want to be so harsh about it, but you need to resolve that shit, or you need to keep it moving, because it's a very clear and understandable boundary to make. So let me emphasize that what I'm not saying is I only like going to see your family once a month. Therefore, we are only going to see your family once a month now. Never ever say that, because that person might really enjoy seeing their family. Let them go as much as they want. Just know that you're not always going to be available to go with them. And it's even more stupider sometimes if you've got someone who's wants to see their family all the time, or their family tries to make them go and see them all the time and they don't even want to go. That's a whole nother problem. That's another story for another day. Um, yeah, you might sometimes suffer with a family who's like, okay, so where is John? Or where's Harriet? Why couldn't Harriet come and see us as well with you today? And that's where your partner just needs to hold your cover base for you. Say, oh, John or Harriet, they're with their friends today. They send their love though. John or Harriet, they're working today. They're doing some more work. And do you know what you can do? Is you can say, do you know what, John or Harriet, They just wanted a chill day by themselves today. Like, God forbid that you could have a relationship with family that's actually honest and true, and you can just say, "Fucking John or Harriet just didn't fancy it today, mum or dad or grandma. John or Harriet just wanted to chill and watch Netflix. Is that fucking okay?" It's not an attack on you. They just wanted to watch Netflix today. Is that all right? And then that's when you know if the family's a little bit loco, because if the family's a bit loco, they're probably not gonna have. They're probably not gonna like the idea of that. They're probably gonna take offence to it. And again, you've got a whole other problem on your hand. But at least you know it. At least you know it. A spade's a spade. You know. So kind of giving you your solution. This kind of goes to social events and not just family events. So if you're going out, this is boundaries on like, okay, look, we said we were just going to be at this party for 2 hours. And one of you's like 6 drinks down. Like, you kind of have to regroup and say, look, we said we were going to be here for 2 hours. You 6 drinks in and you ready to start the party. Didn't agree on that. And, you know, like I said, sometimes these boundaries are quite tough or painful to assert, but you do have to be willing to walk away, and that should be enough to assert that boundary. You do have to be that girl or a guy to say, look, the way our social life is looking right here, this just ain't for me. I love you dearly, or I'm into you and that, but this part just ain't working. You know, and if it's a small problem as well, pile number 3, this is not to say that, you know, let's not make a mountain out of a molehill. Like, if this is just a little bit of someone having fun and getting loose every now and then, it may not be a big problem, but I've got a feeling that something big has happened here, because like I said, I was ready to turn up with you guys at the start of this reading, and then as it came to speaking, it was like, I didn't want to be in that room at all. You know, that was, you know, when the daggers are thrown in with the eyes, like, I felt like I had to dodge one while I entered, I opened up the door too early. I didn't let you two walk into the therapy room, and like I caught a dagger, I had to dodge back. Like, shit, close that door back, and do you know what I'm saying? There's some daggers that came in, so I was like, you know, so if it's a serious issue, you know, follow the advice I just said. If it's small, if it's not detrimental to your relationship, just shrug it off. If it's something that's happening like once a year, shrug it off. Pile 3 is, I hope this was helpful for you. If it was, please do remember to like, comment and subscribe. Check out the If You Pause website, ifyoupause.com, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care.